I think it was an amazing experience, especially because the panelists were such esteemed members of not just one kind of industry or sector, but across sectors. So there was a lot of learning and a lot of interaction in that way, in which you kind of learn things, you kind of talk about what's going well for you and what's happening in the industry. So a very kind of exciting and a learning experience. For I think I speak for everyone, but it's particularly for myself at least, I found it to be a very enriching kind of a moment. I think during pandemic we have had online events. While it's very well run, it doesn't have the same charm as meeting in person and kind of interacting, those small off the break chats which happen. So that is something which I think has been really great after a long break, and looking forward to such more kind of events in the future. I think this is a very critical topic. I think retention is what determines an organization's success in the long run. You can kind of fuel growth and acquisition by burning some money and tapping out the entire market, but eventually you will run out of new users to acquire, right? No matter how big the market is. So what becomes a game of sustainable growth is the people who you have acquired, how much they are using your platform. Are they kind of sticking around for a long time? That is first part, building habit, which retention does. And a second order impact which retention has is on acquisition itself, because people eventually become advocates, they eventually become referrals, and that's again a very cost effective channel of acquisition as opposed to paid marketing which we might be indulging in. And there's a word of mouth and there's a virality factor which kind of goes into it. So in that context, I would say retention is like the end all of any business in today's digital day and age. I think we worked on retention not at the stage when the user is becoming inactive or is about to churn. I think it's very difficult to win back users at that stage, and you have to burn a little bit more in terms of giving incentives and offers for people to come back. So I think the most effective way for driving any retention campaign or strategy is that it starts from the moment user has been acquired, right? There is a personalized journey. There is a journey which kind of creates a very smooth onboarding experience for the user. There's a journey which kind of builds the habit of the user over the next 7 days. And you are always looking for signs where you see that the user is not happy, and before the user actually becomes unhappy and leaves, there have been interventions in place which kind of brings the user back into a happy flow or a happy journey. This is easier said than done. There is a lot of I think there's a lot of data points, but in data there's sometimes noise. So figuring out and pruning the noise from the data and getting real actionable insights, and basis that kind of defining your retention strategy from day 0 to day 365. I think that is what retention is, and that is what kind of we focus on at our company as well. I think CleverTap as a partner provides a very critical and integral role for our retention strategy, because it's one place where we have both the data and we also have a way to engage and market or kind of lead define retention campaigns and journeys for the user. So having a common platform, I think that is a very big kind of value addition which CleverTap provides. There are certain, you can argue that a big enough company can build certain intelligence and they can kind of create a combined system. But as a growing organization, it's always good to kind of stand on the shoulder of giants who have solved a particular problem set and use it to kind of create a more defined and seamless experience. So CleverTap fulfills that role really well for us. Again, just to wrap it up, it's data and engagement at the same place with intelligence being thrown in as well. So it makes our job easier. You can do RFM based cohorts on CleverTap, which you would have otherwise had to do on our systems, upload it on a marketing platform, and then kind of define campaigns. So the entire aspect of real time, which we focus on in today's day and age, right? Everything has to be real time. That kind of gets lost when you have two disparate systems. So it's that's something which is a real needle mover for us.